translations. Today we are going to actually be learning how to perform a translation on a coordinate plane. And to start us out, I have some wrapping paper, and almost all wrapping paper contains some form of translation. And here you can see a translation, and even though it says it's only one direction, there are multiple directions that objects have been translated. For example, this one direction symbol here has been translated to the right and to the left. This picture of Harry has been translated up and to the left to get to the next picture of Harry. Just a reminder, a transformation is an operation or a moving of a figure to a new figure called the image. And a translation, again, we learned last section, is just a slide. To describe a translation or a slide, you need to give the units right and left, and you need to give the units up and down. There's two different ways that this will appear. Here's an example to start us out. Graph the translation, 6 units to the right and 3 units up. They can give it to us in words just like this, or they can give it to us using coordinate plane directions. So for example, they can say, take all your ordered pairs, x comma y, and add 6 to the x's, and add 3 to the y's. Let's look at that in practice. 6 units to the right and 3 units up. What you're going to do, you are going to take each one of your corners and graph it exactly how the translation describes. So let's start here with point A. Point A is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right, and 1, 2, 3 units up. So that's my new and improved A, or A prime. Don't forget about your prime notation. Let's look at point B. Point B will also go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right, and 1, 2, 3 units up. So B prime will be here. Same with C. Over 6 and up 1, 2, 3. And lastly, point D. Over 6 and up 1, 2, 3. If we connect our new ordered pairs, we will get the exact same figure as before. You can see now that I've taken away some of the extra writing. You can see that it's the exact same rectangle as before. Your turn. Graph the translation x minus 3 and y plus 1. Pause your video at this time. Does your answer look something like this? It's okay that the figures overlap some in this translation. Occasionally that happens. If you did get the answer correct, I want you to give yourself a giant-eyed Mrs. Peters curly-haired smiley face. So, because I'm really, really excited for you, so I'm going to have giant eyes. Ooh. Hopefully my face looks a little better. I'm in the car right now, so don't make fun of me. Mr. Peters is laughing off to the side. So, curly hair. Hopefully it's curly and doesn't make me look like a skeleton like it does right there. Now we're going to be writing the rules for our own translations. We're going to describe what's happening from the blue figure to the red. We can also know that we are going from the blue figure to the red by the prime notation that's apparent on the red figure. So if they just ask you, describe the translation, you know which figure you're starting with based on the second figure having the prime notation. So let's just pick one point. Let's look at point C. To get from the point C, original point C, to C prime, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units to the right. I'm sorry, 7 units to the left. And 1, 2 units up. So to describe going to the left, we're going to have to say take all your ordered pairs, x comma y, and take your x units and subtract 7 to go to the left. And then y is going up by 2, so it will be x minus 7, comma, y plus 2. Your turn. Describe the translation for this figure. Pause your video. Did you get the rule x comma y goes to x minus 7 comma y minus 4? If you did, give yourself a star. If you didn't, go back to the last example and try again. Last example. A figure has vertices of A, 0, 5, B, negative 3, 2, and C, 3, negative 2. And it wants us to translate this figure using the rule x minus 5, y plus 3. Now it's really great because we don't have to draw this in order to translate it. We've already got all the information we need. We're just taking each ordered pair, subtracting 5 from the x's, and adding 3 to the y's. So let's look at our A prime. The original A has an x value of 0. If I put in 0 for x, that'll be 0 minus 5, or negative 5. The original y value is 5. Adding 3 to that gives me the ordered pair negative 5, 8. Let's look at the similar thing with B prime. B is negative 3 for the x value. If I subtract 8, think of a leave change opposite for that. So negative 3 minus 5, that's the same as negative 3 plus negative 5, or negative 8. Adding 3 to 2 gives me a y value of 5. For C prime, subtracting 5 from 3, again, I would think of a leave change opposite. So 3 minus 5, that would be the same as 3 plus negative 5. If you have 3, you owe 5, you still owe 2. So negative 2 for the x value. The y value, we have negative 2 plus 3. It's going to be a positive 1. So now we have the vertices and we didn't have to graph anything. Your turn. Same rules. Just take your x values and change them by 1 in this case. Your y values, you're subtracting 6. Pause your video at this point and try this one on your own. Did you get the following ordered pairs? If you did, draw yourself a little mini unicorn off to the side. If you didn't, go back and try again. 2 problems for homework tonight. First, you're drawing a rectangle of your choosing on any coordinate plane, translating it using the rule x comma y. I want your x values to increase by 1 and your y values to decrease by 9. For number 2, you're going to draw a figure and its image on a different coordinate plane and write the rule that you use to translate them. Make sure you have this ready for Monday. Have a great weekend.